should be ready. All right, you started telling me a Goodwill story, and I was like, wait, hold on, just wait.
Yeah, I went to, yesterday I went to the Cleveland Goodwill and scoured through their book selection there, and sort of have a little running list in my head of what I'm looking for. Another thing that I will do, if I trip on one that I listened to as an audiobook and I liked it, I'll grab that for pretty cheap.
Will you read it again?
Maybe I'll give it away. Maybe it's hey, as I was listening to this, I didn't really dig in, but I did like it. I'll read that, but I don't know. I'm just being a nerd, man.
That does sound very nerdy, but a nerd would listen and then I don't know why they would read, because that's what nerds do. Can you give me an example? You've listened to something and then I'm still going to read this book.
Well,
otherwise I want you to save your $1.50 at Goodwill.
Yeah,
for
the Assassination Generation by Lieutenant Colonel Dave Grossman. I read that partially a long time ago, and then recently I listened to it, and then I found it here a while back and I picked it up.
And are you reading it?
No, not currently. No, because
I just asked you to give me an example of, okay, you listened to it and now you're actually reading it because you spent the money for it.
No, I'm not saying that won't ever happen.
Are you just trying to show off on your bookshelf?
I do enjoy having those books to where if you walk in and say, hey, what about that one? I could say, here, take it, I like that for Kyler as well. If Kyler says, have you read this book? I'm like, yeah, this is what was in it. Here, take it.
Well, that last question came from my frailties and insecurities from back in the day, because I used to have a bunch of bookshelves with a bunch of books, and I'd read a lot of them, but not all of them. But they sure did look good on the shelf.
Yeah. I don't know. I have 2 or 3. You'll see right there, A Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl.
Yep.
Can I shock you?
You're going to shock me?
I've never read it.
Okay.
I'm about to start it, but I've never read it. That's a Kyler book. I think he picked that up when he was hanging out with Cretin back in the day.
Yep.
And he has went through it, and I have not. So
this was a big deal, and a very big deal part of my life. And this was given to me by Bill Estes and said, hey, read this. And this was definitely a time where I was processing a lot of things and doing a lot of shadow work and in that inner landscape. This was a big deal because I have not survived what this man has survived, but what he did with his life after the Holocaust for thousands of people, yeah, that legacy still lives on in any of us that are still open to seeing that our pain has some purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to get into it.
This thing's brand new. How much you pay for this?
I didn't buy that. That was on my shelf. It's been on my shelf for a long time, and I've never read it.
Didn't he have a crease in it?
It's been on my shelf for a long time, and I've never read it. Anything John Grisham that I haven't read or don't own, I'll grab that for $1. And there's one.
I think I've only read one John Grisham novel.
I love him. I'm not a fiction guy at all.
Yeah.
But those legal thrillers that he writes, they're just so easy to read, and they suck you in so deep.
Okay, so I've watched a bunch of his movies that have been turned into, but have you ever heard of his novel called Bleachers?
I've heard of it.
High school football team?
I don't have it.
I had done some Friday Night Lights, read it, watch it, okay, and then that was the next thing I picked up, and it was really good. There was no thriller part about it at all, but it was just, if you can write, you can write.
Yeah, for sure.
That was cool.
Speaking of if you can write, you can write. I dug in here yesterday for about 30 pages just to get a little sneak peek. This is Cormac McCarthy. He did No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
I'm obviously a fan of that, and I had looked at some point, what kind of books, what other books has he written that I need to dive into? And that's one that was on even though I'm not a fiction guy, that's one that was sort of on that short list of if I trip on this, I'll grab it. And I tripped on it yesterday for, I don't know, $1.99 or something. So I grabbed it. It has no chapters. It is barely punctuated. It's wild.
And it's a movie?
No, it's not a movie as of now, I don't think.
Now a major motion picture.
I guess it is.
It's on the cover.
It is. Huh. God, now I'm going to be resisting the urge to, like, you know me.
I know, it's hard to resist.
It's hard to resist.
Let's see.
Maybe I've seen that movie. I don't know. I'm that guy.
But have you read that book? The movie came out in 2009.
Okay, so give me a break, bro. No,
That's the beauty of books and movies. We can discover them, and it feels like they're brand new.
yeah, I read like 30 pages yesterday just to get a taste, and God, he's a freaking writer. I can tell you that.
He's the winner of the Pulitzer Prize.
He is a writer. He's legit. He's the real deal. I saw Just Mercy yesterday, so I grabbed it. I'm certain that you've read through that probably more than once, and I have not. I saw the movie, but I thought, man, you know what? There may come a time very soon that I may just dig into that, so I just grabbed it. Literally, I'm paying like $1.99 for these things. So
one of the few books, because I prefer to read, because when I listen, my mind does drift because they're making me think about things. Mm-hmm. But when I read, I can just like put down the book and think my thought and then come right back to it.
Sure.
And like, I don't know, walking, riding a bike, driving, I don't push pause as easily. But this is one of these Just Mercy that I listened to on CD in the truck while driving. So yeah, it's going in, obviously, the movie.
I'm usually a really good listener, and I've spoke about it before. I'm pretty disciplined. If I realize like I'm not here, I'll turn it off. I'm struggling with one right now. It's a really good book. I'm really enjoying it, and I don't have a copy of it yet to just, okay, I'm going to pause this and go read it. It's called The Tiger by John Valent. You ever heard of it? It's about the pursuit of this tiger in the Permian jungle up like in Russia. It's a true story. It's from like 1997-ish. It's pretty thrilling right now, but there are times I'm riding down the road and I'll realize, man, this dude's been talking for like 5 minutes. I have no clue what he said, so I'll have to like go back.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then let's see. There's another John Grisham here. The Summons. It's just one I saw. Haven't read it. I don't own it, so I grabbed it. I know that at some point, if I want to dive into a fiction, I will enjoy it. I haven't read one John Grisham book yet that I haven't really thoroughly enjoyed.
What's the capital? I was there in December.
There you go.
Mallory Wickham took us on a tour. Former Walker Valley grad. That was really cool.
So I'll tell you the one I picked up only because of you, and you've probably located it by now.
Rob Bell. You actually put it on the bottom. Did that mean anything?
I was trying to hide it from you. Yeah, I saw this. I don't have any knowledge of it other than my friend talking about Rob Bell constantly, and I respect your opinion enough that I snatched it for, I don't know, like $1.99, maybe $2.99.
This is a super simple read. Love wins. So some of you out there, you remember when this book came out, and if you were navigating particular church circles, you were probably judged for even owning this, let alone reading it. But some time has passed now. Checking the, when this come out? I don't know, 09, 10, something like that?
I haven't looked at the copyright yet.
Yeah. 2011. Some time has passed, obviously. And
it's 15 years, man.
We can now look at some things and go, okay, that wasn't as dangerous as we thought it was, because it's a book and it's full of ideas. And an author reached back and grabbed some ideas throughout the centuries and said, hey, let's ponder this in this decade, century, millennium. Yeah. And that's what that is. So,
well, I'll tell you my number one book that I'm looking for right now, and then we can move on, and I won't
there's no moving on from books.
Okay.
No.
And the reason I could get on Amazon today and order this book, but I've got enough books going right now that I'm not in a hurry, so I'm going to see if I can trip on it at a McKay's or a Goodwill or something like that. And it comes from my interest in Teddy Roosevelt. When I first decided, like, I'm not in school anymore, but I still like to read once in a while. In my early 20s, I went to the Cleveland Public Library and this big Teddy Roosevelt biography just jumped out at me.
You told me about that
So
before.
I took it home and devoured it, and I enjoyed the crap out of it. It's where I learned about his asthma. It's where I learned about, his walk up in the New York Senate, like his first day. And he's about to say some stuff to people of his class. I mean, he's a wealthy New Yorker. He's about to say some stuff to people of his class, and he honestly believes in his heart he's going to have to fight his way out of the room. So in the back, as he makes his approach, he had spied a broken chair in the corner. So he goes over and wiggles one of the legs off of that chair and carries it up and sits it right by the podium as he begins to speak. Anyways, and it tells all about him and his father and their journeys to sort of, they're travelers anyways, but they also, a lot of their traveling was to do with his asthma, trying to find different climates to help him recover. And there's stories of his dad taking him out in the New York streets and freezing cold and holding him and whipping the horses and racing up and down the street, trying to force air into his lungs, feeding him black coffee. That's something they thought would be helpful. Anyways, I have learned recently of a book called The River of Doubt. You ever heard of this?
Nope.
The River of Doubt's written by someone else, but it is about Teddy Roosevelt's post-presidency to this river. And it's like I don't know, I need to figure out where it is. I don't have the book. Again.
Jungles of Africa. I mean, he went on safari.
It's way down there. Like, I'm thinking like South America or something. I don't know the answer yet. But this is like an unnavigable river. And Teddy Roosevelt goes down and goes on this trip, and they navigate this river. And that's pretty much all I know about it. But it's written from a perspective of someone that was there. And pretty much all I know is that he does this journey, and there's a lot of insight to him post-presidency and on this. And I do know that he was carrying a copy of Meditations by Marcus Aurelius and a copy of Epictetus. So I don't know why I know that. Probably because Ryan Holiday is one that put me on this book. He's a big, he studies the Stoics, but that's the number one on my list. If you trip on that guy, I need you to grab it. River of Doubt. If anybody trips on that guy, I'll buy it from you.
The price just went up just because you said that with such a desperate voice.
But when I do check off some of the books that I'm working on right now,
Are you reading more than one? At a time, or listening to more than one at a time?
Well, you know that I'm rereading 3 with my classes right now. Mm-hmm. Have we talked about that?
You mentioned it.
Yeah. So
have you started?
No, we're starting Monday. We're starting not Monday. Tuesday.
Yep.
I've been waiting on them all to gather up the books. So I'm really don't count those, and then I've made in my planning, which is 4th block. That's the end of the day. I'm rereading Meditations, and I'm doing that at a snail's pace. I'm just reading a snippet just to sort of take that deep breath and from the 3 classes of the day and read a few lines and maybe write a note or two and
journal
close it. Yeah. and close it.
Yeah.
But then
sorry, man.
That's okay. But I'm in the middle of listening to 2, which is The Tiger and 6-Minute X-Ray. And then I think I'm about to go ahead and just crack that Viktor Frankl. I started on The Road, but I think I'm going to pause it. I'm going to put it up to the side and get this Viktor Frankl book read. That's one that I have no excuse for not having read.
Nah, we don't do that to ourselves when it comes to reading. It's just, it comes into our life. I think I've told that story of the hurricane. It's Denzel Washington movie, but it's based on true life. Some teenage kid who gets taken in by this family. He finds a book, but there's this great line that says, sometimes books find us. Mm-hmm. And so maybe this book has found you right here, right now, friend, for $1.99.
No, that's not one of the ones I bought, though. But
it's in the pile.
It's in the pile, yeah.
You can call this one free because you had it for so long. But yeah, this is a big deal. This may be one that you read slower as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do plan on being very intentional with that one.
Yeah. Cool, man. I love it. That's good work right there. Yeah. Actually, this might be something a nerd does because it's something that I do, but just put notes in my phone and I've done this on paper a few times and then like it ends up somewhere. But now notes on my phone, books, movies, shows that I'm either watching or have watched recently, just to either bring up between you and I or me and my boys or just in conversation, maybe in class. But it's just fun to be able to go back to that and go, oh yeah, because I just got done with Pluribus.
You finished it?
Yeah, you've seen that. There's got to be a season 2.
Yeah,
you and I were talking the other day.
I would hope so.
Okay, so yeah, there has to be. Now, did you know the creator of that show is also the creator of Breaking Bad?
I did not. Did you recognize the main character?
Yeah, Better Call Saul,
Yeah,
lawyer. Like, so I was watching something, and the creator director said, "I created Pluribus for her." Like specifically, I wrote this whole thing of, what would it be like if you could get whatever you wanted to, but at the exact same time, the world has to end.
Yeah.
For you to be in that situation.
Yeah.
So, and of course, I didn't give anything away on that. You can see that from the trailer, but it was, I'm loving it, man. I don't know why, but these last 2 years of my life, I have gobbled up everything that is post-apocalyptic. I mean, I don't know why. I do not know why.
You want to read The Road? I got it right there.
I'm going to watch that. I'm going to put it in my... I'm going to put it in my notes to watch my 2009 brand new movie that you told me about. But even like Fallout just came out with a new season. And I mean, like, yeah, I mean, that was a video game turned into movie. It's like far out there. Like Pluribus, like you can wrap your imagination around and go, that's seemingly like human. Fallout, it goes beyond humanity. But I don't know, it's just something about like everything that we know, everything that has been normal is now no longer. I think that's the theme that fascinates me the most right this very second. Even like The Long Walk, like that was that normal, that US, that thing, that's gone. And this has replaced it. Hunger Games, Divergent, like all those classics, that's not a classic. Like Animal Farm, Lord of the Flies, you can reach further back. But yeah, I don't know. Whenever I can get my hands on.
Are you just intrigued by the places that we have to go as humans when society's fallen, or
I don't know. I really have. I've thought about why.
You a guy that sees or reads any of this and is like, man, I could see that happening.
I don't know. Like I how many times have I said to you, like, I don't read much fiction or I don't like science fiction? I don't think that's true anymore. Like I would have held to that, 8-10 years ago. But now I'm just like, I don't know. Because I say this in class so often in the last few years of like, fiction by definition is fake. It's not real. It's made up. It's someone's imagination. They, put pen to paper and made that story come alive. But there's so much truth embedded in fiction. And I think that's what I'm gravitating to. That fiction, but like the truth that's embedded within. And the choices that we have to make, even in this fiction story, like parallels our, decision-making processes. And sometimes we nail it and sometimes we don't. And like, yeah, I don't know. It's tension. And, how well we navigate that usually is an indicator of how well we're navigating life and our relationships.
I'm pretty impressed by the places that especially fiction writers have to go in order to write the perspectives that they write.
Yep. It's all made up. Dan Brown, I'm reading Secret of Secrets, all made up. But he has all these elements, and then like on page 2, he says everything that is mentioned, all places, all things, I don't even know how he said, like all contraptions or concepts or ideas, all organizations that are mentioned are real. So like even when you're coming across something, you're like, no way. And he's like, yeah. And he's just weaving in his imagination and creativity into that. Yeah, blows my mind. So what Seth is doing, Seth's writing, a thriller novel right now. I have peeked in on him the last, I don't know, 10, 12 months. And he's just, before he goes to bed, he's got this writing routine and he don't skip it. And whatever's in his imagination is going into that keyboard.
Yeah, and as part of that, he has to take on the roles.
Multiple roles.
He has to take on multiple roles and consider in each moment what this person will be feeling, what their response. Yes.
You have to not only be tuned in intellectually to do something like that, but also emotionally. Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, so The Road, without spoiling it for you, because it came out in 2009, it's based around this relationship between this father and his son, and this is, of course, in a post-apocalyptic world. There's ash covering everything. I don't know yet what's happened, but I'll tell you a line that caught me, and it caught me in like the first 10 pages. And it sets up the whole, their relationship is almost a character in the book, man. It's something else. And the environment's like a character. But he says at some point, and this lends to what I'm talking about, where Cormac McCarthy has to take on this role. And he says, the boy was his warrant. And he said, I want to get this right. The boy was his warrant. And he said that if he weren't the voice of God, God never spoke. And I was like, how does some guy sitting at his desk writing this come up with that? And I'm just in awe of a great writer. And he's awesome so far.
First of all, you probably need to keep reading past page 30 if you're that excited.
It's really easy to read. I got to there in 10 minutes.
And second of all, I forgot what I was going to say. So third of all, since you brought up Goodwill, a man's wardrobe can be filled by clothes at Goodwill or Old Navy. I think I've been living that life for about 20 years.
Yep.
Yeah. You ever get beyond the book section in Goodwill?
Goodwill or Old Navy, that's it.
Unless Sarah just buys me something, I'll say, thanks.
Yeah, I have some, I've done some Goodwill shopping before.
But even beyond like the knickknacks, you ever go see the knickknacks? Just random stuff they throw.
Yeah, I had to walk through them to get to the books today.
Did you look at anything?
I took on my Gwen Stennett hat. That's my granddad. Yeah. And I perused a little bit. Just looked around.
Yeah. Because especially for a guy like me, like here's America's 250th anniversary. I'm excited, buddy. I got my glass from the U.S. Capitol in December, and I was sipping out of it for New Year's. And then, but there's so much stuff from the bicentennial from 1976, just random stuff you can find sometimes at Goodwill. And so I'm like always on the lookout for like, Americana memorabilia, who knows what you're going to find for 97 cents.
Yeah. It's fun. But yeah, I've had fun. I'm going to venture down to McKay's here in the next few days or so.
All right. That wasn't even where I was going to go, but watch what's about to happen. I was going to ask you this. So I re-listen to our episodes all the time, and I've told you this, to engage again. I just try to be this like outside person. You and I have talked about this before, and just listen to these two guys talk, and then like, those are all my first thoughts. So what would my next thought be? I'm not critiquing at all. I don't know. I know you listen to make sure that it's clean and like we can put it out in the world and it's, easy on the ears. But like, I don't ever get critical at all. I don't ever like break it down. I don't ever even really say, man, I wish I wouldn't have said that. Or I wish I would have said this. And if I have, it's not very often, but it's more so just like, okay. But on this last one, man, you gave me the questions that you gave your kids last week. And so I got done with Pluribus. I'm cleaning the mirror in the bathroom. And I just start thinking, what if we asked fictional characters these same questions? Like from the, even when I was asking you before, like a year from now, what would you have liked to have said you have done? Like I just asked Caleb that a couple of days ago. It made for a really good conversation. To like, who do you need to forgive? Like, if we went and took our characters from Breaking Bad and sat them down and said, who do you really need to forgive, Jesse? You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
Walt, or, whoever. And it would just be like, that would make for some really fun conversation. Now, of course, that's like going back to your Cormac McCarthy. You would actually have to sit him down and he would have to answer. But wouldn't it be fun if we could get fictional characters in front of us just to like interview? Because my next thought on that was like, I think I'm ready to get somebody back with us and just throw some questions at us. So, like, I love our interviews. I love sitting down with people. Yeah. I love this, so we get to love more than one thing. But then I just started thinking, all right, who and what? Who and what? That's always bopping around in my head. But then I thought, you know what? I'm going to take the mat and be like, if we were going to interview fictional characters, who would you invite to the podcast? Who would you want to hear from? Who would you want to sit down with and be like, let's hang out for an hour? Is that a silly question? I think it is, but I don't care. I'm still asking it. From a book, from a movie, from a show. First thought, next thought.
Well, fictional.
If it makes it easier, whatever you're listening to right now, whatever you're reading, whatever you've just got done watching, like,
I'm trying to go beyond that because Tony Soprano popped right up in my mind, but I have no interest. I'm watching him be interviewed every episode by his therapist.
Okay,
so which
that's fine.
That's another topic.
Yeah.
But let me get you to. I'm trying to think of his name. I'm ashamed I don't know it. I just re-listened to this book last year and it was fantastic. I could listen to it on repeat. What was the dad's name? The lawyer in To Kill a Mockingbird.
The dad's name?
Yeah, it's an awesome name.
Like Samuel L. Jackson's character?
No, the lawyer. It's written from essentially the little girl.
You said the dad's name. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, like Matthew McConaughey's?
No, that's A Time to Kill.
Yeah.
That's A Time to Kill.
Yeah, okay.
But I see where you made that bridge. Yep. Yeah, that's
Atticus Finch.
Atticus Finch. That's fantastic name.
Yeah.
So reaching just beyond the Tony Sopranos and the
you just re-listened to Kill a Mockingbird?
I listened to it this past year, and it's one of the greatest. So it's an audio book. It's on Audible, and it's read by Sissy Spacek, which is, I learned with that, and then with the Matthew McConaughey Green Lights, even though it's his own book, when such a gifted actor now is reading an audio book. Oh, and Will Wheaton reading Ready Player One last year.
Yeah, you told me that.
It just makes it so much better. But yeah, I listened to Kill a Mockingbird, and I locked in on it, but I didn't miss I hung on every word. So give me Atticus Finch.
Okay.
That's wild. It's out of nowhere, but I mean that's
not out of nowhere. That's not wild. That would be like, how fun would that interview be?
Yeah, because in the book, what you get is oftentimes his reaction to his spunky little girl that won't understand most of his answers. So a lot of his answers are silence. But I would love to interview him about are we interviewing him in his story?
Sure.
Yeah, I want to hear
in his moment. Yeah.
I want to have the adult conversations that you miss out on because he's so stoic and classy, and he doesn't delve into adult matters with his daughter who's telling you the story. I want to hear some of those adult conversations, and I want to ask him, hey, you're going to lose it all. You're going to risk it all in your community. Like, what's your plan? Let me hear you speak on where is your mind on this? And maybe I could speculate some of his answers, but yeah, it's fascinating. The tension that he's in his community that would have just written this defendant off and no big deal, but he risks every bit of it, including his family's safety, to stand in the gap for this.
Is that why I just said A Time to Kill? Because there's so many parallels to that story.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that John Grisham too?
A Time to Kill is
Yeah.
John Grisham.
Yeah.
Yeah, To Kill
The
a
other one's
Mockingbird.
Harper Lee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the other one's Harper Lee.
Yeah.
And it's I would call it a classic, but I don't know if it's truly a classic, but it's
100% it is.
It's pretty good.
Especially because it gets banned sometimes, and even sometimes we don't teach it anymore because it brings so much tension into the classroom, which, bummer, because we need to help young people navigate tension, and that's one of those reads that does that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just alluded to how he handles it with his daughter, who ends up being the narrator. I mean, like, it's fascinating. And I hate that books like that sometimes end up on the shelf. Yeah.
Yeah. If I were going to start all over and I want to read some fiction, I'd start with that.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, so you just knocked out books, and now you got to pick a show and a movie. You got to do this 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
A show and a movie.
Who you inviting in here? See, wouldn't that be fun?
Show. Let's okay, because I've got 2 lanes that I'm going in,
Well,
which
just
is like
pick both.
And it goes straight to, my favorite shows of all time, which is the Bryan Cranston character in Breaking Bad. Obviously, I want to hear some things he's got to say. He's got a lot of regrets. He's got a lot of things he needs to let go. Can you imagine being his therapist? No. Oh, my word. But then I go
If I was, I might have saved his life.
Then I go to my other lane, my other favorite show that fights for that top spot, which is totally different.
Okay,
Game of Thrones.
Okay.
I want to get Jon Snow in the room.
Okay.
And be like, Jon, come on, man.
And see, that does take us a totally different direction because, when you're in the realm of Breaking Bad, I mean, that's just humans being human.
That's right.
But then when you go this direction, I mean, like, he can say whatever he wants to. I mean, like, he could say something that would, like, transcend everything that we could, like, understand, even if he was speaking our language.
Yeah, because he could, often probably his answers would be so outside of our reality that, I don't know. But it would be fun.
Yeah. So those are your 2?
The bastard child of the king of the north, whose brother is now the all-seeing eye. Yeah, I want to talk to that dude.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I should have said to you.
Maybe I need to interview his brother. That man can see in the past and in the future and in the present. And I don't know.
Can we go back to books and you do the same thing then? So humans being human, and then we're well beyond human. Can you go back to a fiction book that you've read that, like, goes this other way, whether it's sci-fi or something else?
Well,
There's some other element to it.
I'm not steeped in a lot of wild fiction like that outside of the Game of Thrones story, because I've read some stuff. If you read A Song of Fire and Ice, which is essentially the prequel to the Game of Thrones story, and now it's being made into a show. There's been 1 or 2 seasons already out, and the name of it is escaping me. Anyways, there is you're reading back into this lineage of kings in this this very monarchical society where that is something that sort of relates to the human reality at times. That if you're a son of the king and the king dies, your life's now in danger. Because your brother's going to try to kill you or have you killed, or your uncle's going to try to have you murdered. Or so there's a lot of that going on. And in that story, I'll never pull up his name, but there's a very evil uncle that sort of makes his run at the throne, and he's a big part of that story. So I might like to sit that guy down and hear his perspective inside that world, because the story often comes from what we would consider the good side, and he's the what's that A word? He's the bad guy, and
antagonist.
Antagonist, yeah, he's the antagonist through this whole section of this story. So I want to hear. I want to hear his side of things.
It makes me think. I can't remember what game Seth was talking about.
I feel like the biggest nerd on the planet right now.
Good. Welcome to the club, buddy.
Yeah.
Because Seth was talking about some game that he's been playing, And like you can, I don't think it's even you do play from all angles.
Is it Lego Batman?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is a guy who's 22 years old and he's a thriller writer, and so he's matured. But probably
No,
not. He
I
would
was
love
just saying
to play
Lego Batman fits
Lego
that.
Batman. Oh my word. But like, you played the protagonist, but you also play the antagonist, and like you have to see through these eyes to be what we would call successful at this game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I don't know what I'm talking about right now, but like it's fun I do it as often as I can. Ask my boys about whatever games they're playing and whatever anime they're watching, which is crazy because if I had them in high school or middle school, they'd be like, I'll never watch that. And now they're all about it. But also the same thing in class. What games y'all playing? And then like, tell me the why. Like, what is it about that game? Because, first 2 weeks of class is all about story and all about music. And so it's just those elements we're always talking about. So,
and let me say, I have resisted people that we would find in the scriptures just because of the context of this conversation. But you open that up, and that's
why
different.
did you resist that?
Just because I didn't feel like that's the direction you wanted to go. I thought you wanted to go.
Why do you say stuff like that, man?
Well,
you're being interviewed. You can say whatever you want.
You started with saying fictional characters.
I did.
So that don't really fit, but like now that we're to this part of the conversation, like I would love to have that. Like I got questions. You know?
Well, it is a setup because my framework is fictional, historical, personal. And I've done this to you before, but like I had just got done with Pluribus, like I told you, it was just like, no, that's an interesting take on some things. So just be ready, and like you can save that for the historical. We'll do that again. Maybe we'll just do a whole session of Bible characters, but movies. Yeah.
Okay.
Who are you gonna invite in the room?
Let me think.
So to fill the silence and buy you some time, it's like again, like what have you watched here recently? When was the last time you went to the movie theater? I know. I just love asking you that because I can't understand why you don't go to the movie theater. They have recliners now, man.
I've been since those days. The last movie I can think of in a movie theater, and I'm not saying this is the last one I watched, but it's the first one that comes to mind, is like American Sniper with Chris Kyle.
That was the last movie you can remember watching?
Yeah, I'm not saying that's true, but it might be. I just don't do the movies.
I know, but I mean, like, that means you haven't been to the movies and remembered what you watched in over a decade.
Why?
2014, American Sniper was in the theaters.
Yeah. I was there. I was there.
And you can't tell me another movie you've seen in the movie theater since then.
I can't think of one.
If I invited you, would you go to the movies with me?
Depends.
On what? The movie or your mood?
Are we going to like the debut of some what?
Too many people there?
No, I'm not going. Nope.
To laugh together, to jump scare together, to like cry together.
We do all that in my living room or your living room, or we can do all those things. And
what a shared space that is. That is amazing.
Like, I'm going to go pay $20 to watch this movie. And listen, I'm not saying this is true, but it's true for me.
Let's go on a Tuesday then.
There's going to be a group of teenagers come into the empty theater.
That's your worst case scenario.
I had every freaking time.
Oh, you haven't been in 11 years.
Yes.
Keep going.
They're going to come in. There's going to be seats everywhere that are away from me. And they're going to sit right in front of me. And they're going to be on their phones the whole time with the lights from their phone.
No, they're not. No,
yes, they are.
You pick your seat now. So you can even go in and see what seats have been taken and how far away you can get from people.
Oh, I know. I've done it.
No. Well, then that means you've been to the movies in the last few years.
I know. I swear I think I have been in the last 4 or 5 years. I just can't think of what we watched. I can't remember. I probably watched someone open their popcorn or open their Doritos bag and make noise and distract me, and I can't concentrate. Now I've wasted my money and I'm irritable, and it's just not a good experience for me.
Wow. Okay.
Don't wow me.
I bought you enough time.
Choose this.
All that was a filler for the silence. And you turned it into great grandpa's complaints about the younger generations. Movies.
You want real life or like outside of
Are you the
reality?
guy that goes on like Amazon and buys the movies that are at the movies right now, and you pay like $25 so you can watch it at your house? Have you
Yeah, it's
done
like
that?
1999.
Yeah, have you done
Yeah,
that?
for sure.
What have you done? What have you seen?
I don't know. I can't think
Man,
of
I thought I
anything.
had shit.
I can't think of so that. Okay, hang on.
Yeah. I mean, it is pretty cool not having to get out, that we now have these services that can like give us that movie right now.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't. It steals an opportunity from going to the movie
No,
theater.
I don't like going to the movies. I never have.
Even when you were a kid?
I always liked the idea, but I never.
Yeah, you just blew my mind on that.
I never
don't know what
went.
that means.
I just never got the popcorn smell, all the romantic things that everybody talks
Candy,
about.
all
and
the soda you
enjoys.
can drink. We're 11 years old, man.
Okay, I do all of that, and then I go in here, and I'm pissed off at the guy 3 seats down because he
When
talked.
you were 11?
He talked absolutely. He talked through the entire movie. I haven't seen this movie. He talked through the whole thing.
There's got to be people like you out there. I just can't understand y'all.
I know, but don't beat us up because
I'm still looking for an answer,
It's
though.
not like I'm going, hey, let me go to the movies and get pissed off at everyone.
This
and
feels
not
like it's in
enjoy
the same lane as like,
it. Yeah, I mean, it's there.
It is, isn't it?
That's the same person walking into that movie theater. I mean, it's not like we're going to go to the movies. I'm going to set that part of me aside. No.
give me a movie. Who are you going to interview?
Oh, man. I'm trying to think of like my favorite movies of all time. And, give me, I don't know, this may be a cop out, but give me Forrest Gump.
How much fun would that be?
That'd be a lot of fun. That'd be so much fun. That'd be so much fun. He's been a lot of places. He's seen a lot of things. He lived through one of the most volatile periods of U.S. history to date. And I'd like to hear him speak. He was there. He was in the Black Panther Party.
He was.
It's one of my favorite scenes in the movie, and he ends, "Sorry, I messed up your Black Panther Party."
I mean, I want my Forrest Gump sequel. I mean, that guy's life is not over when that last scene
No, that'd be
is
great.
done.
That'd be great. I'd
love to ask him all those
I
questions.
feel like Tom Hanks is the perfect age to do it.
He kind of is. I don't know. The Life of Otto Graham. Is that what it was called? Tom Hanks just came out with a movie, I don't know, a couple Christmases ago.
Oh yeah, the old man in the.
Did you watch that one?
In the townhouse? Yeah, for sure.
Was that not? I mean,
that's pretty.
Tom Hanks at his best.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic.
There's not much action going on.
Pretty
in that
heavy
movie.
story.
Yes.
You got to sit with that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
Okay. See, that was a great answer.
I did enjoy.
Well done. Can you get to a movie that goes sideways, that goes sci-fi, that goes beyond the human realm?
Yeah, I
bring
want to.
someone
Yeah, it's gonna come. It's gonna be your either not because I'm such an enthusiast, but because it's such a well written. If you get beyond the spaceships and all the worlds, it's a well written like a hero's journey almost. And I'm either gonna need to get Luke in that chair or what's his name? He eventually becomes Darth Vader. Anakin.
There you go. I wanted you to get it all by yourself.
I'm probably going to choose Anakin.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that is the hero's journey.
I think I'm taking Anakin Skywalker. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's who I want to talk to.
I know.
Did I do a good job?
You did great, man. Like, if we would have sat down and, like, we would have done, like, the pre-test, what's Matt about to say? Could I have got to any of that? And I don't know. That's what makes it fun.
Well, and these are all knee-jerk.
Yeah,
I'm like you. You give me some time to think about it. I may come
Next
back and be
thought.
like,
Yeah, it's huge.
yeah.
Which is fine. And so, I mean, like, I know we're 2 weeks into the school year, and so for us, we're back into the rhythm of our work life. But like, I'm still feeling, the holidays it's just a good time. I mean, you can, if we do our holidays well, we shed some things that we've been carrying that we didn't have to carry. And then we slowly decide what we're going to pick back up and start carrying. Did you follow that one at all? Do you feel that one at all?
I don't know.
Okay. Hey, for
I hear
me,
you.
yeah, I try to be real intentional during breaks to lay down the things that I've been carrying that I haven't had to. Because I know I do that. I'll do that again. We'll get to March and spring break will come. And I mean, that's 9 days, including those weekends. And I'll try to reassess and go, I've been carrying this. I don't think I have to carry this. And I'll lay it down. But then slowly but surely, I'm going to pick some things back up. And that's kind of where I'm at. So in this like liminal space, I still, there's an ease and things aren't real heavy right now. Class is about to begin tonight at Lee. Week 2 of class teaching at Lee is tomorrow. Things start to get a little heavier combined with, chasing Isaac around with 3 games a week and, now Dove V life and, but those are all good things, but they can get heavy. So right where I'm at right now, I mean, just I'm still enjoying, some extra time to read and to watch. And so I think that's how I got to this space and this, these interview questions for you to bring Forrest Gump in. So
I got him in there.
Buddy, this was just fun. That's all I wanted to do.
It is fun.
What else you got? Anything?
You gonna throw out some answers? Even first thoughts?
I'm planning on it.
Okay.
Well, all this is wrapped in, like, I would just say everything that I'm either reading or watching or have seen lately. Yeah. Like, I did take my boys because I was super excited because every trailer, if it's 2 minutes long, 1:40 of it was ping pong. And if it was 1:30, then like 1:05 of it was ping pong. If you saw a minute trailer, like 52 seconds of it was ping pong. So we went and saw Marty Supreme, Timothy Chalamet. We love some Timothy Chalamet. And it really wasn't about ping pong. It was about this young fella who is just trying to survive, and he will take advantage and manipulate anybody in his path in order to literally survive. He never even has a chance to thrive as you progress through the storyline. And we got done and looked at each other and we're like, what did we just watch? But the character is just so raw. And I wouldn't even say real, which is usually the word that I couple with it, but he's just so raw and just so wow. And so I even looked at Seth when he came home last night and was like, do we need to watch that again just to see how well he portrayed this angsty character, just for that itself? And so, like, seen Marty Supreme? You give me that look? Probably not.
No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
But if we brought that guy in, anyone that's seen this movie, and we interviewed that guy, I mean, it'd be a lot. It'd be that kid you got in class that's just squirrel. He'd be like, aren't you grown? Because we know some adults that, like, man, they still just, attention span is pretty short.
Yeah.
But they're probably brilliant. They probably have that one lane that, gosh, they know more than almost everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a bit of a ramble, but along those lines,
yeah,
our girls from Pluribus, hey,
that's a fun story.
Yeah. Our guy from Paraguay.
Oh, in the
Elvis
suite.
That's no. The guy that travels.
No, the guy that travels the road.
Yeah, that doesn't give anything away. But like that's, oh my word, what's this guy thinking?
You familiar with that road he's on?
Yeah, the Road of Americas, or it's called something like that.
Yeah, it's like the longest path in the.
Yeah.
Even the
road trip. Yeah.
Well, that innavigable part that he goes, like, that's real.
Yeah,
that's legit.
Well, that's where Central America connects to South America. Yeah, that's in Panama.
Yeah, but there's a part of that there that's like several hundred miles. It's sort of on the path, but Like if you go read about this, and I read about this completely separate from that
I
story,
haven't, so tell me
Pluribus.
something.
It is a path, but you don't travel it. Like you won't make it. Not if the terrain doesn't kill you, like people will. You know what I mean? So that's I
I
don't.
don't know what you mean because I've never been in that situation,
Yeah, there's a name
but I can
for it.
imagine.
I don't
Yeah,
remember it, but
but I do know because I mean, my sister has like said, "See y'all, I'm out of here for about 6 weeks," and she went down to Central America and just traveled from country to country, just taking pictures. And she came back. I mean, just it changed.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, sure.
she had an experience, but I mean, yeah, I guess that's the only glimpse we have of like what we because I've never been to Europe, but like people can travel from country to country to country, just hop on a train, right?
Hmm.
But this is like a highway, an open highway, man. You just drive. That sounds awesome.
Oh yeah, it was a good conversation today, man. It was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was fun. You ready to press pause?
sure.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. We'll see you next time.